It was a frightening situation for a BC wildfire fighter working in the northern part of our province on Friday. The wildfire service says a grizzly bear bit and scratched him while he was working on the Summit Lake blaze near Fort Nelson. The firefighter was scouting ahead when he startled a mother grizzly and her two cubs. The bear charged and attacked. He fought back using a hand tool and called for help. Crew members then, who were nearby, ran to the scene with running chainsaws and scared the bear off. The member was airlifted to hospital with minor injuries and has been released. As for the bear, conservation officers say the attack was defensive, so they won't be trying to find and kill the animal. Now, while grizzly and more generally bear attacks are rare in our province, it's always good to know how to deal with bears when in the backcountry. To that, we go to Kim Tichener. She's the founder of the wildlife training company Bear Safety and More, based out of Alberta. Kim, we appreciate your time. First up, when you're training people who are working and traveling in, first of all, in grizzly bear country, what are some of those must-haves you tell them?
For sure. Well, the must-have number one is your voice. So it's really important to be making noise every couple of minutes as you're walking through the forest, especially if you are by yourself or in a small group. Every couple of minutes, letting out a hoop or a holler. It lets bears know that you're human. It lets them know that you're coming in their direction, and it gives them a chance to get out of your way. And if they don't know you're there, they're going to be scared when you startle them at close range. And if they've got cubs with them, or you're looking at a potential attack, which is exactly what happened in this situation. Second to that is always looking for signs of bear activity. Are there tracks? Are there scaps? So animal poops on the ground. Are there any signs of like diggings, overturned rocks and logs? If you see or smell a dead animal, you want to back away, leave the area. And you absolutely want to carry a can of bear spray and have it physically on your body, which from what I've read so far, doesn't seem as though there was any bear spray deployed or even available in this incident. So these are some really good things. Aside from that, another one, which we have had a couple bear attacks in British Columbia in the last few months that have been related to dogs. So we're reminding owners, like, please leash your dogs when you're out there for a walk. Even a short walk around your neighborhood, you should still have your dog on a leash.
Now, if you don't have this equipment and God forbid you have an encounter where a bear is acting aggressively and you can't frighten it off, can you fight a bear?
It's a great question. So there are two main types of attacks that we see in encounters. So a lot of the cases where people have encounters with black bears and grizzly bears, they surprise them at close range, or the bear has a cub with them, or a few cubs, or sometimes even a food source. And that's when the bear will get highly defensive. They'll show signs of defense. So they'll start huffing, woofing, moaning, making guttural sounds, sometimes foaming at the mouth. In this case, this was a grizzly bear with cubs. She became defensive, and she decided to charge at the man. So your response is actually to be much more quiet, back away, give the animal some space, and not make loud noises. And if you have bear spray, pull it out and use it if the bear comes towards you. Unfortunately, in this case, the person, by the sounds of it, made a lot of noise. Other people came running and made a ton of noise and were very aggressive towards the animal. You never fight back in a defensive encounter like this. You drop to the ground and you play dead. You put your hands around the back of your neck, try to shove your face into the ground as much as you can to protect your airways and, of course, your cardiac arteries, your organs, your stomach. Be quiet, don't move around. This is why bear safety training is important, because if you do the wrong behavior, you're going to get yourself injured, which is what happened in this case. You're going to get yourself potentially even severely mauled or killed. He is very, very fortunate in this case that those other people came to their help and it worked out. But, you know, in a lot of the times when people start being aggressive with a bear that's defensive, it can lead to an attack and even a fatality.
You deal a lot with bears. Do you have a story that you tell around the campfire?
I have many stories, Dan. I dragged my parents out for a trail one day and for a hike, and they were all mad at me because I made all of them wear cans of bear spray, and they were super grumpy walking down the trail with me. And we came around a corner and we literally walked right into a female grizzly bear with two cubs. And I had my dog on leash, luckily. Unfortunately, my dog, of course, ran at the bear, and I grabbed the dog, went to grab my bear spray. And when that bear saw that group of people saw that my dog was on a leash and it wasn't going to be able to hurt their cubs, she just turned and she ran. And she made that choice to leave instead of get herself into a bad situation. And we made the right choice by choosing to do all these bear safe practices when we were out there. We still ran into a bear, but because we had those things on our side, even if she charged us, I had a can of bear spray. I could have used it. I could have stopped an attack. So it's, I really encourage people to get outdoors and enjoy nature and accept that sometimes we will encounter bears whether we want to or not. But if we are prepared, we take bear safety training, we have the right tools, we can walk away, and everyone walks away and lives another day.
We're glad that you were able and your party to walk away. Kim Tichener with Bear Safety and More, thank you for your time and expertise.
My pleasure.